Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavati Tamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim Cha Tatputra Parasharam Cha Vyasam Shukam Gauda Padam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Madasya Shishyam Sri Shankaracharya Matasya Padma Padam Cha Hamsa Malakam Cha Shishyam Tam Todakam Vartikakara Manyanasmad Gurum Santatamanatosmi Shruti Smriti Purana Namalayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Samastajana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vitvaram. Adi Shankaracharya was not only a great philosopher, a great poet, great organizer, a man of action, but also a person of vision, a vision to revive a culture which was well conceived and cultivated based on the principles of oneness. And that oneness which is beyond the limitations of any religious ideology had to be established in the minds of the people. No doubt, temples and places of worship can strengthen a culture, a religious identity, and belief and faith in God. But unless individuals start to live for something higher in their life, they cannot be really good. They cannot really be men of wisdom and maturity. Our own goal of life determine our maturity and wisdom. Tirelessly he worked. In a very short span of time, he had written commentaries on Upanishads, 10 Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra, established the philosophy of Advaita as the message of the Upanishads and Gita and Brahma Sutra without any doubt. Also revived many of the places of worship which were ignored or abandoned by the people. Showed the relevance of Vedas and Vedic rituals in purifying the mind of all the seekers so that they can engage in deep study and meditation. The misconception that the rituals are meant for only obtaining more and more merits, which will subsequently give them a path to Swarga, that very misconception was thrown away by his teachings. Gurudev writes in his very introduction itself that in this very beautiful composition of Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya himself, here we meet not only Shankara the devotee, but we discover Shankara the disputant and the Shankara the champion of Advaita philosophy, armed to the teeth, fighting against all misconceptions, illogical arguments, and hasty conclusions, alien to the spirit and letter of the Upanishadic declarations. And Gurudev himself was also greatly inspired by this great master. And he also followed the footsteps of Adi Shankaracharya and did exactly the same thing. Revival of the culture, teaching the people, writing the commentaries, traveling up and down, not only within India and outside, making sure that the knowledge that was the greatest gift of Bharata to the world is not forgotten. And he also, in his introduction, gives a synopsis of all the 10 stanzas. The very title, Dakshinamoorty, south-facing Lord. This is usually how it is translated. There is a set of verses known as Dakshinamurti Upanishad. In that, there is a verse that goes, Shemushi Dakshina Prokta Sayasya Bhikshane Mukham Dakshina Bimukha Proktaha Shive Sau Brahmavadibihi. It is said, the word Daksha. Daksha means able, capable, strong. But Dakshina means buddhi. Shemushi Dakshina Prokta. Shemushi is buddhi. Buddhi eva Dakshina. Sa yasya mukham. Abhikshane mukham. Meaning, buddhi is the only instrument that we have, the finest one, through which we can have the vision of Bhagavan. So, Dakshina Abhimukham, Buddhya Drashtum Shakyate, Ya. Mukham of the Lord, Ya Buddhya Bhagavataha mukam drishyate. Dakshina abhimukha proktaha. Shive asau. And that is the reason why the word Dakshina is given, not Dakshina, because it's a feminine. Dakshina means buddhi. Dakshina abhimukam, Dakshina abhimukha proktaha. And so, in the beginning, before we go into the Dakshinamoorty Stotram, we will see the prayers, Dhyanam. Dhyana shlokas are there, which is found in Gurudev's, CCMT publication page. In my book, it is page 8, 9, 10. You will also find that in your own book, Dakshinamoorty Stotra Dhyanam. Any undertaking should start with certain prayerful attitude. Mangalacharanam, usually it is called. But here, it is not a worship, really speaking. It is salutation to the ultimate Guru of all. Sadashiva Samarambam, we say that as the tradition of teachers starting from Sadashiva. And therefore, when we are embarking to understand the words of Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya, who is considered to be none other than avatar of Bhagavan Shiva himself, Jnana avatar. And his own Jnana avatar took place as he started to teach in the beginning to Sanaka, Sanadana, Sanat, Sanandana. These four mind-born children of or sons of Brahma. And they wanted confirmation from Bhagavan Shiva about their understanding of what is Brahman. See, if you want to confirm something, we should go to the person who knows it. You cannot go to some ordinary person to ask about confirmation of your knowledge. So knowledge can be confirmed only by the Guru. So they went to him, and Bhagavan, it is said, the story goes, Dakshayani has already had disappeared into the fire. You know the story. And Bhagavan, having given Dakshayani to the fire, he is all by himself. He allowed it to be that way. Now you can sit and meditate quietly. And at that point, these Mahatmas, great souls, approached him and wanted to confirm what they have thought and understood as this Brahmasthiti Brahmanishtatvam. So to them, he started to give the knowledge. So it is therefore a picturization of the Lord who is sitting under a beautiful tree and initiating the great masters who are around him into that nishtha. Words are not necessary for a person who is mature to be initiated by a guru. Words are necessary for conviction. Words are necessary for argument, but not for passing on the greatest wisdom to those people who are almost at the edge of ignorance. They have overcome all their inhibitions, impurities, and they just wanted a small nudge to establish in the absolute state of Brahman. So here we also seek to learn from the same avatar of Bhagavan Shiva, and therefore Dhyanam, meditation on the form of Bhagavan Shiva as Dakshinamoorti. Maunam vyakya prakatita parabrahma tattvam yuvanam vashishtante vasat rishiganaihi avrutam brahmanistaihi acharyendram karakalita chinmudramanandarupam swatma ramam muditavadanam Dakshinamurtimide. Together. Maunam vyakya prakatita parabrahma tattvam yuvanam varshishtante vasat rishiganeiravrtam brahmanishtaihi acharyendram karakalita chinmudramanandarupam swatma ramam muditavadanam dakshinamurtimide. Dakshinamurtim ide. Ide aham namami pujayami namaskaromi. I salute, I worship, I propitiate Dakshinamurtim Shivam. And I told you that Dakshinamurti is none other than the buddhi through which we can come to realize the presence of the Lord. And also at the same time, Dakshina Disha, meaning the south, is the abode of Yama, according to Vastu. And Yama, obviously, not everybody would like to face him, for he represents death. Actually, death is not a bad thing. It's the end of karma. Bhagavan Yama is the one who executes the work of making sure that karma phala is given to everybody. And while making sure that karma phala is given to all according to their karma, and certain karmas which require an individual to obtain a different body, without which he or she cannot, the soul cannot experience it, must end the existing form. Gurudev used to say that when you come tired from your office and you are about to take some rest and having coffee, at that time your friend calls and says, hey, come on, let us go for a tennis game. You may be tired, but he says, see, I have to go out of town and for 1 month I won't be there. I just want to play with you today. So please come, and he persuades you. So you reluctantly get up, even though you want to take rest. You get up, probably take a shower, and then put on your tennis, shorts and whatever, t-shirt or whatever you wear, and then a band also, and take your tennis racket and start swinging so that you get energized by the very wearing of the dress. You have come out of your wearing your office dress and you have moved to something else. The moment you start wearing the sports dress, there is a different kind of a mind, different kind of energy comes to you, and then ready to go, wearing your shoes, sports shoes and other things, and you start jogging. Okay, let us go. Because the body, the form, the dress that you wear is required for playing that game. You cannot wear a coat and suit and go for a tennis game. That is not possible. Or want to go to swim. Obviously, you cannot go in that. In the same way, what you want to experience requires a particular form. And that form, if you have to take, the present form has to go. And that is exactly what Yama does. Making sure that you leave the present form and go to the next one, in which you will be able to experience your karma phalas. So he's doing his job. But we are so afraid, not because of anything else, but we are not ready to lose our present identification and attachment. Whenever we are asked to move away from our comfort zones, we are not happy. And we have lived with this body, with all the attachments, with all the people. Therefore, who is actually ready to leave the present state of mind or state of being and ready to also meet Yama face to face? Only one who has the knowledge that I am not dying. The soul is immortal, body is mortal. That knowledge he who has alone can face south. And Bhagavan is facing south. Meaning what? When you are sitting in front of him, you are facing north, he is facing south. And north represents knowledge. You are facing knowledge, Bhagavan is facing end of mortality. Which means he is teaching you how to face death. He is teaching you how to face the unpredictable, unavoidable end of everything. Only knowledge can take one from mortality to immortality. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityoho ma amritam. Dakshinamoorty mide. And the picturization here is that he is sitting and he is giving his subtle advice to the people around him. And how does he do that? Mauna Vyakya. This is a very interesting word. Maun or Vakya cannot go together. Silent speech. का मतलब क्या है? It's like a happy husband. It's something which doesn't gel. Somebody asks, are you happily married? Yeah, I'm married and she's happy. It's like that. So now here, Mauna Vyakya. How can the Maunam become Vakya? We'll revisit this a little later. But to give you a simple idea, in absolute silence of the mind alone, Atma Vyaktam Bhavati. Vyakya means what? Revelation. See, it is not Vakya, Vyakya. You see that? Vyakyana, not Vakya. Vakya is a sentence. Vyakya is revelation. The truth is getting revealed in silence. Maunena majjan manasa swamula charchaiva satyatma vicharanam syat. In Saddarshanam we saw that. Maunena, with silence or in silence. Majjan, sinking. Manasa, with the mind. Swamula charcha, looking at the root of one's own being. Eva, alone. Satyatma vicharanam syat is called true enquiry. Unless go deep within us to find the very root of thought, we cannot understand what is consciousness. Thought is only an expression illumined by the consciousness. But the very root of the thought is awareness. And so long as our mind is noisy with all the thoughts and words, you will not be able to go there. It is like a musician ready to sing a song or ready to play his instrument. Before he does that, he will be absolutely quiet, tuning himself or herself with the instrument or with the, if he's a vocal singer, he will make sure that all the instruments around him are all tuned along with him for what he is going to sing. And so the mind has to become quiet to get to that note. If there's so much of sound going on, you will not be able to catch it. Any creative activity happens in absolute silence. Here, we are going into the very root of thought, consciousness. Therefore, thoughts have to be rooted out. The mind has to become quiet. So, not only he had reached the point of absolute silence in himself, and also by that, he was able to make sure that the people around him also leading themselves to the same point. It is said, when Sri Ramana Maharshi used to answer the questions of people, he didn't give lecture and all. Some people will ask questions. He will, most of the time, will maintain a few minutes of silence before answering anything. Because the person who is asking the question or wanting the answer must tune to him. The mind of the questioner or the mind of the person who has a doubt should not remain in the doubt. He must get out of the doubt and be ready to receive the answer. Very often, I have seen people, they ask a doubt. By the time you answer, they'll ask the next doubt. I tell them, see, first of all, let me answer the first question before you go to the second one. You might find that, very embarrassing and very annoying also sometimes. So what I actually mean is, wait, no, let me answer first question. Then I will ask the next question. So the tuning of the mind, that happens in the presence of a guru, and it has to happen to receive the knowledge. If your mind is not ready, the knowledge even is when imparted by the teacher, you are not ready to receive. Mauna vyakya prakatita, revealed. Prakatanam karoti, prakatita. Prakatita, what is that? That he has revealed to everyone there. Parabrahma tattvam. Parabrahma tattvam, the very essence of the nature of Brahman. Parabrahmanaha tattvam, the essence of the Supreme Brahman. Maunavyakya prakritita parabrahma tattvam. See here, this is the description of Dakshinamoorty. Who is he? He himself is the Tattvam. You will see Maunavyakya prakritita parabrahma tattvam yuvanam vasadrshiganai ande vasadrshiganai avritam acharya indram ananda rupam swatma ramam mudidavadanam Dakshinamoortim. These all of them ending in It is second case in Sanskrit, you will know. It is the Dvitiya Vibhakti referring to the subject, the object of the sentence. Ramaha griham gacchati. Ramaha is the subject. Griham is the object. Where did he go? Griham. Who went? Ramaha. See, Rama is the subject. Ramaha gacchati. If you say Ramaha gacchati, it's a complete sentence. Ramaha gacchati can go anywhere else. It doesn't matter. Ramaha gacchati. Okay. Griham gacchati. No. Yeah, who went? Who went to the Griham? Griham cannot go anywhere. House cannot go anywhere. Griham kaha gacchati? Ramaha griham gacchati. See, therefore, griham is the object in the sentence and the subject is Ramaha. So that is in Pradama Vibhakti. So here in this verse, all of them ending in meaning all of them are referring to him whom I salute. So it means Maunavyakya prakritita parabrahma tattvam ahamide yuvanam ide vasishtante vasadgarshaganai avritam ide acharya indram ide. Ide means I salute, I worship. He is the one whom I am worshipping. So who is he? He is the one who is the Brahma Tattvam. Brahma Tattvam ide. And what kind of Brahma Tattvam? Prakatita Brahma Tattvam. Revealed knowledge of the Brahman. How did he reveal it? Maunavyakya. So Maunavyakya prakatita Brahma Tattvam aham ide. I salute the very essence of Supreme Brahman revealed through silence. That is the actual translation. And how is he? Yuvanam. Young. Knowledge alone can make a person truly young. Mind can make you old. Because mind is the one which will make you feel old. So body is definitely getting old. Every one of us are getting old day by day. And when the mind is associated with this aging body, it feels old. When the same mind, when it is transported to or directed towards the immortal nature of the self-knowledge, it becomes young. And I have told you this before also, I don't know whether you remember. If you are, let us say, 70-year-old, I think I made this point in some other lecture also. If you are 70 years old and you feel very old, and I'm 70 years old, I'm feeling that, very tired, exhausted. All right, I'll give you a 20-year-old body. Then what will you feel? I take out the 70-year-old body. I'll put you in this 20-year-old body. Now, how do you feel? I'm all arranged. I'm ready to run. So that means you're not actually old. Your body is old. Because if you're really old, even if you're in your 20-year-old body, you should feel old only. Isn't it? So that's why many people, yesterday only I saw some news. What is his name? the person who went along with Neil Armstrong to land in moon, he's the second person to land there. He recently got married, 93 years old. Not joking, you can go and check. Now, why a 93-year-old person should get married now? Tell me. Because, see, by getting married to a younger person, you feel young. It's as though you got a new, life of your own. So if the physical body of mine is 70-year-old, and if I happen to get by chance the 20-year-old body, then I feel 20. So that means the mind associated with the particular condition of the body is appearing to be old, but when it is given another young body, it changes itself. That means I, the mind, even if I take myself as the mind, I'm not old. It's the association that makes it. So knowledge of the immortal nature of the self, when you come to realize what will be the condition of your mind. Who are you? I am the immortal self. Where is the question of death? That is the state of youthfulness. That's a yuvanam. Yuvanam Dakshinamoorty Mahamide. Interesting thing is, he is so young, Shiva, but how is he? Who are the people around him? Vasishta, Vruddha, Vasishtam, Vruddha. Ante vasat rishiganaihi avritam. Avritam surrounded. Rishiganaihi avritam. By those great saints being surrounded. Ante vasat rishiganaihi. By those who are living in the very ashrama in which he is sitting down. One meaning. Ante vasat means ante vasin. Ante vasin means one who is an inmate. The word inmate in this country is different, no? Inmates means what? Prisoners. But ante vasat means all those who are living within themselves. Those who are able to remain are completely identified with their own inner self. Ante vasat rishiganaihi avritam. Brahmanishtaihi rishiganaihi. Who are all those rishiganas? The group of men of wisdom. Who are those? Brahmanishtaihi. Those who are abiding in Brahman. And those who are Vasishta, Vruddha, Vayo Vruddhava, Jnana Vruddhova. See, the thing is, the children of Brahma, the born children of Brahma, Manasa Putraha, Brahmana, they have never got old. It is said that these four of them, Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana, Sanat Kumaras, are Kumaras only. They are always Kumaras. Sanat Kumaraha. Kumara means this voice, their age is very young. And when the creation was to be undertaken by Lord Brahma, and Vishnu had blessed him that you will be able to create the whole universe and also the citizens of this whole world. So he started to engage in creating the souls to live in this universe. So out of his constant meditation upon Vishnu, he created four of them. And these four of them being born out of the meditation on the Brahman, they become Brahmanishta. So what happened was, he thought that they will get to become the progenitors of the further descendants. They did not. As soon as they were created, they said, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. They become absolutely Vairagis. So with them, what will you do? So obviously, Brahmaji was a little disappointed. What do I do with him? You cannot make them to create progenies. Then he further thought about Narayana. Narada came out. Narayana, Narayana. He is also. So these four sons of Brahma, they are Vayovriddaha na Jnana Vriddaha, men of knowledge. Vasishta ante vasat rishiganaihi brahmanishtaihi avridam Dakshinamoorti meaning. I salute to that Dakshinamoorti who has been surrounded by the great sages who were abiding in Brahman and of great knowledge of they are men of knowledge, and due to which, with the knowledge, they became old. Ancient knowledge. No, if he was sitting there and not uttering a word, Mauna Vyakya, how did he indicate to them that they are on the right path? How does he indicate to them? Kara Kalita Chinmudram. Kara Kalita Chinmudram. Karehi Kalita. Karena Kalita. Kalita wielded. Karena by hand. Chinmudram. Chinmudra means Chit Mudram. Mudram, a sign. Mudra. Mudra is a signia, or even you can put a ring also is called a mudra. Or the hand having a particular posture which will indicate a particular idea. In dance also they have the various mudras. So he is showing the mudra of Chit consciousness. This is Chin Mudra. And you might have seen in the picture also behind here, you see that. There. This is the Chin Mudra, which is said, Gurudev used to say that this represents our substratum. Substratum being the Brahman, the absolute eternal self, and this is the ego. The ego surrendered to the consciousness is Chin Mudra. While the body, by the one finger, mind and intellect, these three are detached from this, or the ego detached from that. The ego usually remains identified with the body, mind, and intellect. And when this ego, why this is called ego? Because this is called index finger, correct? The index finger's only job is to tell who's wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong. You did this. You did that. So always, it is to indicate that very ego, when detached from body, mind, and intellect, and then surrendering to or abiding in the absolute self, is called the Brahmanishtatvam, state of abidance in Brahman. So therefore, he is saying, Chinmudram, Dakshinamurtim, Karakalita Chinmudram, one who is wielding the sign of abidance in Brahman by showing the signia of Chit, Chinmudram. And this abidance is not a mute existence. Many people think, Swamiji, if I lose my identity, if I don't have ego, if I'm totally detached, vairagya, if I have got, then will I be ever happy? Ananda Rupam. Kasya Sukam na karodi viraga. What joy vairagya cannot give you. True joy is in vairagya only, really. In letting go, you get very, very much freed from all worries and entanglements and attachments. See, many people say, Swamiji, I'm so excited and anxious. About what? My son is getting married. Oh, so many things to do. And so many arrangements, so many people are coming, and this and that and all that. Okay. So the person is so excited, so anxious, so worried. And invariably you will see, after the whole thing is over, Swamiji, everything is over. Now, what is that you are relaxing about? It's over. It's complete. So, छोड़ने के लिए आप इतना करते हो? ये छोड़ना है तो छोड़ दो ना. No, but you get excited to do, but only to become more relaxed when it's all over. In that understanding in your mind that everything happens, I need to plan, I need to work, no doubt, but not necessarily in getting into the anxiety mode. The mind which remains detached can work better, efficient. So, in the abidance of Brahman, there is absolute bliss. Ananda Rupam. Karakalita Chinmudram Ananda Rupam. And who is he? Acharyeshu Indra. He is the best of the teacher. Acharya Indram. Acharya means yaha acharati idi acharya. One who follows what he says. Acharati idi acharya. Not ascharya. Ascharya means wonder. Wonder is none of wondering. It is one who follows the knowledge which he reveals to or talks to others. He himself is the epitome of that knowledge. So, Acharya Indram, one who is the best of the teacher, Karakalita Chinmudram, one who is wielding the signia of abidance in consciousness, Ananda Rupam, of the very nature or the form of bliss. And how is he remaining blissful? Swa Atma Ramam. Atma mein Aram. One is abiding in the self, in that is Aramate idi Arama. Aramate. Ramate means to revel. Ramanam. Ramate. Rama. Aramate. Samanta. Sada. Sarveshu Kalishu. Sada Sarvesh Sarvasu Avastasu. Sarvatra Ramate. Aramate. Atma Rama. Atmani Ramate. Atma Rama. Atmanyev Atmana Tushtaha Tasya Karyam na Vidyate Sthita Prajnaha Saha. One who is reveling in himself and sporting in himself. So therefore he is Ananda Rupa. Atma Ramam. And that very joyful, blissful state of one's own being is externally being expressed as Mudita Vadanam. Mudita. Joyful Vadanam face. Otherwise, you know what happened? Many times you see in the name of sadhana, or you go to a guru who is always Buddham Sharanam Gacchami Dukkham Dukkham Shanigam Shanigam. You don't feel like going behind it. If you are really engaged, you are young-aged also. If you are engaged in Brahman, you are engaged. And you are enjoying the very bliss of the self. And then what your face should reveal to others? Joy. क्या करना है, ये जब भी करना है, वो ध्यान भी करना है, वो पूजा भी करना है, क्या करूं? Why are you unhappy about it? Don't do it then. Joyfully you should engage in. Mudita Vadanam. Mudita Vanidanam Dakshinamoorty Mide. So, who is this Dakshinamurti? Mauna Vyakya Parakadita Parabrahma Tattvam Dakshinamurtim, Yuvanam Dakshinamurtim, Varshishtante Vasat Rishiganaihi Brahmanishtai Avrutam Dakshinamurtim, Acharyendram Dakshinamurtim, Karakalida Chidmudram Dakshinamurtim, Anandarupam Dakshinamurtim, Swatmaramam Dakshinamurtim, Mudidavatanam Dakshinamurtim, Am Ire. So, that is the Bhagavan, Shiva. I salute, I worship. Continuing. Vatavitapi samipe Bhumi bhage nishannam Sakala muni jananam Jnana data ramarat Tribhuvana gurumisham Dakshinamoorty devam Janana marana dukkha Cheta daksham namami Vatavitapi samipe Bhumi bhage nishannam Sakala muni jananam Jnana data ramarat Tribhuvana gurumisham Dakshinamurti devam Janana marana dukkha cheta daksham namami. Namami. Don't read as namamami. Namami. I salute. Whom? Daksham. See, Daksha. Daksha means expert. He is an expert. In what? Janana marana dukkha cheda daksham. Chedam is to destroy, cut, demolish. Cheda daksham. What is he is destroying? Dukkha cheda daksham. Dukkasya chedanam yasya. Dukkasya chedane yes daksham yasya. Yasya daksham, on whose skill is chedanam. In what? Dukkha chedanam. In destroying the sorrow, he is an expert. See, when they are physically, having some sickness, etc., and then having some physical discomfort, etc., we look for some relief. So you go to a doctor. So he gives a medicine. The first thing you will ask is, will it end my pain or not? If he says, I'm not sure, then you walk away. Because if you are not going to end my pain, why should I go and give it? I should ask you, or why should I take what you are giving? Similarly, when a student, out of his own observation and understanding of that worrisome world, troublesome world of samsara, Durvara samsara davagni taptam dotu yamanam duradrishtavadai Bhitam prapannam paribahi mrityo sharanyamanyat tataham jajane. I don't know where to go. And this samsara, which is like a wind, which is splashing me on left and right. Durubara samsara davagni taptam. I'm being burned by the fire of that samsara. Dotu yamanam, being further being fanned by duradrishtavadaihi, all the unfortunate winds. Bhitam prapannam, I, the one who is so afraid and surrendered to you. Paripahi Mrityo. Oh, please save me. Sharanyam Anyat. Other than that, as a shelter. Na jani aham. I don't know. When a student who is out of such a helpless condition, when he comes, what should the teacher should do? Actually, I am also in the same condition. then say, chalo, hum dono chalenge somewhere. We'll go together somewhere else. Mavishta. The first thing that the teacher says is, do not worry. Asti upaya. There is a method of overcoming this, for overcoming this problem of yours. As much as Arjuna was crying and unsure about whether to fight or not, what was Krishna doing? Smiling. Prahasan. Okay, I understood what your problem is. So there is an assurance given by the teacher that at once, you have a solution. What is the problem now? Janana, Marana, birth and death. Swamiji, I understand death as dukkam. Why Jananam is a dukkam? Maranam dukkam, I understand. Jananam is a dukkam. Arey Baba, every child is crying when he is born. You see that? Any child is... Does it come laughing? Then it will be a Rakshasa only then. Every child while coming out will cry. Why? Again, my God. I thought that I escaped this. Again, I have to be the same thing. Another 60, 70, 80 years I have to suffer through this. See, for others it is happiness. Oh, another pakra aa gaya. Oh, very good, very good. For the fellow who came out is, hey, new set of people, new attachments. So, Jananamami dukkameva, Maranam definitely is. Janana Marana Dukkha Cheda Daksham Namami. I salute the one who is destroying the sorrows connected to birth and death, because it never ends. Punarabi Jananam, Punarabi Maranam. Here also you will find all of them ending in Vatapitapi Samebe Bhumi Bhagene Shannam. It's a single word actually. Sakala Muni Jananam Janadataram Arat Tribhuvana Guru Misham Dakshinamoorty Devam Janana Marana Dukkha Cheda Daksham Namami. We'll see the detailed explanation in the next class. As I said, I will be going very carefully on this so that understanding is deeper and make you contemplate. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhat Bhavet. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.